Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another review. This time around, we're here to finally review Demon Slayer, The Hinokami Chronicles 2. So I am excited to say that this is a stellar experience from start to finish, and I'm going to tell you a bit about the game and then kind of get into what I liked about the game so much. So in Demon Slayer's The Hinokami Chronicles 2, you take part in the story from the anime. So, destroy demons with the powers of the forged bonds. Tanjiro Kamado's battle once again unfolds. Now, this story mode takes place in the Entertainment District arc, the Swordsmith Village arc, and the Hashira training arc from Demon Slayer's Kimetsu no Yaiba anime. Jesus, I'm so horrible at saying and describing these names and characters, guys. I'm not even going to try to butcher it at all, okay? But the story mode is really great, and it is a fantastic, I would say, display of the talent that CyberConnect 2 and Sega have on this game. There's so many times that you'll be playing the game and it feels like you're living out the moments from this amazing show. And it was met with true comedy so many times. A lot of the same exact dialogue and stuff from the show was re-recorded with the voice actors. This is something that we talked about with the development studio while at Summer Games Fest, and I've got to say, it's just an overall great experience when it comes down to the story, the cinematics, and really what it's showcasing, what this game has to offer, and that is a visual and life-living experience through the gameplay mechanics and characters. It is a really, really great story experience. Now, also, there is a versus mode in the game, and as it says here, the Hashira unite! The game features over 40 characters, including 9 Hashira, the highest ranked swordsman of the Demon Slayer Corp, as well as you being able to play as certain demons and doing certain characters justice by doing dual ultimates and the added aspect of gear. So this gear that you find in the game or are able to unlock, of course, adds more damage, adds, like less stamina being used, all different types of stuff. So this is the first time they've had gear in this series, and I am excited to say that it definitely helps. So eventually, after you get to a certain point in the game, you will notice that if you don't start utilizing your gear properly or having some type of added help with your character, it doesn't really seem like a lot of damage gets done to these demons that you're facing off against. But overall, with the game, it's just a very fast-paced, well-rounded mechanical game. Now, I will say there are a couple of things that I ran into a couple of times with the game, and it kind of dulled down my experience. So there were visual tears on my PlayStation 5, and I've said it a lot in these reviews to where I feel like, well, maybe it's my display, but I've done this on different displays multiple times. Whenever I first started reviewing this game, I was still in Austin on vacation with my family, and that's why this review is so late. We've had a lot of personal stuff going on that we've had to challenge and take down, and it's been nuts. It's been crazy. But challenges are always met properly with our family, and we've got that nipped in the bud, and we're excited to be able to have free time to get back to doing what we love doing, and that is reviewing and playing video games. But overall, I don't know if it's a PlayStation 5 thing or what, but I did have visual issues with the game. I also had some issues, though I said that it is it's a relatively easy gameplay mechanic to get used to, but I feel like there were times that the controls felt stiff depending on the level or the area that you were at. Now I know it's like there's multiple dynamic levels that will change different areas depending on what happened in the show and all this, but there's just some times that it just felt like I was kind of getting the shaft, because due to the area that I was in, some of these demons that you face off against are very high powered and they're really hard to take down, and I felt like I couldn't utilize the space properly or something. I don't really know exactly what the issue was, but I know that I was having some issues, and the visual tears, they weren't crazy bad, but there was some times that on my PlayStation 5 I had some frame rate issues to where when too much would be going on the screen, I'd see it drop a little bit. But with that said, this is still an overall great experience that you should definitely check out when you get a chance. You could buy the regular version of the game right now on Steam for $44, and I think that's a pretty good deal. Or you could just buy the deluxe edition, which comes with whatever DLC, for $52, which is not bad in today's standards when it comes down to pricing of video games. Visually, as I said, the game just looks breathtaking. There's a lot of times that you'll go to certain areas and it just looks like the world of the anime has come to life on your screen right before your eyes. And the voice acting and music is just stellar. When I say stellar, I'm talking about unbelievably stellar. Like, you would have thought that they just transferred it over from the show and then eventually kind of line things back up. But no, that's like, from what the dev team said, a lot of them came back in and did re-records for certain things depending on the level. And of course, with these games, you have to think they can't just transfer the audio over. They have to have those grunts and groans and in combat comments that are going to be made. But the studio and the voice cast just did a brilliant job of bringing these characters to life visually and vocally. As I said, gameplay mechanics and stuff, they were kind of stiff at times here and there, and I had some visual tears and frame rate issues. But outside of that, I will say that Cyber Connect 2 and Sega bringing this title to fruition was a really great experience for me over these last few weeks. I really enjoyed the story. I think the versus mode is pretty well balanced. There's a lot of times that I was playing against Dara, doing the, just regular versus mode and not trying anything too crazy. And there were a few times that I was still having the issues I was having in the story mode, depending on the level I was at. So it was hard for her and me both to kind of get used to like the level design, because it didn't really correlate with the style of combat that we were using or we were doing. I don't know. Maybe it was just we needed to slow our roll and get back into what the reality of it, that it's just a game. But I don't know, man. We just had an issue with it. We had a few issues. But outside of that, I've got to say it's still a very great, enjoyable experience. I'm sure those little fixes have been fixed by now after launch. So we are actually giving this a 4 out of 5. Though I had the issues that I did have, the game is still a stellar experience. You should definitely check it out. As I said, you can get it on Steam right now for $44 and $52 for the deluxe edition. We're giving it a 4 out of 5. Please make sure to check back soon for more reviews. We got the Mafia review coming. We got Everybody Love Golf. We have another little indie title coming as well. Then we also have Lego's Voyagers and a few other surprises right around the corner. Thanks for watching, guys. Please make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Peace out.